Okay, we're back in. I've cleared my aggro, and now let's take a look at King Tormax. So again, when you're operating in KO, it's most likely going to be from this side. We came in through the Eastern Waste because that's where the Great Divide is, which is a kind of a major crossroads. But as a guild, like I said, we'll probably bind here at the entrance from the Awakening Land zone line. And not too far from this zone line on the opposite side is a port. So you'll most likely be operating from this end of Kale anyway. Okay. So what I'm gonna do before we go to King Tormax is just briefly show you how to get to where we were for the arena and the Avatar of War from this side. Okay. So let me re-invis quick. And it's a very short run that way. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so we'll follow the only way to go here. And actually, before we head up there, you can see the agent of change here. This may or may not, depending on your raid leader, be where you stage for King Tormax. Some raid leaders like to have him pulled all the way down here to zone line. Some raid leaders prefer to kill him closer to his actual spawn. But this area may very well be where you take place for that encounter. And he is just a tank and spank mob. There's no AoEs to hide from or anything like that. So you may very well stage here for the King Tormax encounter. But anyway, we'll continue on up the ice area now. At the zone ends are where you're going to find most of the Crom Rift. These are the lesser giants. These, you'll see a Storm Giant there, Cromzek, Sergeant, whatever you call them. But mostly at the zone ends you'll find the lower level frost giants. So again, we're just going to continue on up the path here. Okay. Again, like I said, we'll be operating from that end of the zone mostly. Okay. And if you were to go this way, okay, which would be up the stairs here and to the left or north, okay, straight ahead, that path there, as you might recall, is the way to the arena. Okay, so very simply, you go east up the path, these stone or ice steps here. Okay, and just around them, whoop, whoop, just around them to the north, you'll find the path to the arena. But we're concerned this time around going south. Okay, now what's cool right here up these steps, this is the bank. Okay, so if you're not KOS to Giants, that's where you'll do your banking. And you know then, hey, I'm at the bank. If I go left, I'm going to the arena. If I go right, I go to the Royal Room. Okay, so this is that area, the bank. Now, like I said, we're going to go to the right this time, which is south. And we'll go up to King Tormax. Now, you may end up slipping and sliding here, okay? It does get icy at some points. And you may end up there with the direwolf. So if you do, okay, and they don't see invis, I don't think, it's easy to get back up. Alright. And so these wolves here can be charmed by druids. So sometimes in AOW fights, more so than King Tormax. But in AOW fights, your raid leader may want you to charm a pet. Okay, I'm sure that enchanters will charm giants. I know you will, at least in my raid. And I'll have, I like druids to charm these guys too. They can really help out DPS wise. Okay, so you'll grab your druid pets from here. But anyway, if you should fall down, you just get out of the water, come over here. And you can get back up. I know I have a level on, but you can certainly walk back up here. Okay? And so we'll continue on here. Go on up these stairs. And we'll check for C-Invis as I thought. Okay, these fellas can see us. Okay? So like we did with the arena, I'm not going to worry about killing each and every one, taking forever. I'm just going to run through briefly. They won't kill me. These ones I'm sure won't kill me. and show you what goes on back here. Okay, so we'll go this way. Okay, through here. Only one way to go here. And right where this veteran is, many times, in fact, most of the time, this is where you'll stage for King Tomax in this area. Remember, again, it's tank and spank, so there's no need to worry about, hiding or anything like that. Okay, so you'll stage here most often for King Tomax. Let's take a look at the map here. You can see we're moving south. In this area of my map that we're focused on, this is going to be the throne room area. Back, if I zoom in, you can see there King Tomax. Alright, so we'll continue south inside. These bridges are slippery, so you'll be aware of that. Another reason Lev is handy. Okay. We'll go in here to the throne room area. Okay, again, you have left or right. This time I like to go right, which is going to be west. Okay. You can see there are mobs right behind the door, and they will aggro you through the door. Okay. So let's see here. Again, no King Tomax. These mobs get farmed even on test server. But underneath that dragon skull, or rather right in front of it, okay, is where you will find King Tomax. That's where he'll be standing, right there. Okay. Now you can see there's area up behind there. Let's go take a look at that, because this is the area you are going to do your armor quest turn-ins if you are on Giant Faction. Okay. And some of these guys are nasty. They're going to be nasty for us at our levels and bonuses. But if you go behind this door, these fellas that are lined up here are all the armor quest mobs. Okay, you'll find the mob with the orb this way, but these are all the quest mobs. Okay. All right. So here we are, back at the C Invis mobs on the way to King Tomax. We won't worry about what just happened in there. But you got to see King Tomax's throne room. You got to see the quest mobs behind him for the armor turns. Okay? So, we'll go back down and out of Kale. Once again, now to your left, you'll see the drop down where you can find the dire wolves, the druid pets. You'll come out with the bank on your right this time, and at the ice stairs to go out, you always go down, which is left or west. Down through the tunnel. And if you recall, as I mentioned before, once you're in this giant cavernous area, okay, you'll know again that you're going the right way to find the Awakening Land zone line. And as you can see, grassy. There's the grassy area I talked about. Okay. And once again, Guild Bind will most likely be right here at the zone in. You can see it popped up on my screen. You can bind here. Okay. And we'll zone out. So I'm not going to give a tour like Sky Shrine's where Yellowknack is, but you have to go through a maze. It's like even with Sao or a Bard, it can be a 15-20 minute run. So we won't do that. We're going to end up putting a mage down there and just summoning down there. So we'll only run through it as a guild the very first time.
Okay. We'll be doing it together then anyway.
Yep, yeah. Yep, exactly. And no one's going to make that run again by themselves except for quest armor turn-ins, and in that case, still won't be KOS. So. Okay, here we are at the Awakening Land zone line to Kale. South is the way out of here, and east is to zone in. So we just came from there. We don't want to do that, so we will go south. Again, we've got our travel buffs up. Right outside these doors, if you don't have Invis on and you're not friendly with the Cromrith, you'll get aggro from these fellas who are hanging out right outside. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to go to the dragon circle here, and we'll start our journey from there. The dragon circle, once again, is both the druid port in and the wizard port in. Okay, and it's very close to here. It's just up this hill to the south here. So let's start from the dragon portal. So once again, once you come out of Kale, you'll turn south, and we'll just run along the giant wall here. Okay, and then we'll follow the stone around.
Can you tab the map up a second?
Let me pop up the map here. Okay, you can see Kale Draco as far as Awakening Lands goes. And let me just show you that quick. So that's the zone itself. It's a bit of a hub zone. We're going to look at a few areas here quickly. You can see where we just came from. Kale is to the east here. We're going to head to Sky Shrine, which is all the way to the west, and in the middle you'll find the Plane of Growth entrance, which I'm also going to take us by briefly. We won't go in the Plane of Growth today. There's no really reason to. It's just a big open zone, and you kind of just go place to place following your raid leader. So it's not something you'll have to worry about going around in. You'll always have direction there. But let's follow the wall here, continue along down toward the Druid Ring. Druid and Wizard Ring, I should say, the Dragon Circle. Okay. So again, just follow here. Now, you can see down this hill, the wall is going to start to turn left, okay, which is going to be south. So, at the Dragon Circle, which is super fun, they decided to put a mini boss. So there is a dragon called Woshi, everyone's favorite, and he's just kind of chilling there. So if you're ally or friendly enough, non-KOS to dragons, obviously you're not going to worry about it. But if you are, that's something you're going to have to worry about every time you port in, whether he's up or not, and what your faction may be there. So let's see. He's most likely up on this server we're checking stuff out on. And I can kill him by myself, but I'm not too worried about it. I can lose aggro quickly too. So. Gonna re-invis. He can see invis too, of course, but in case any other thing messes with me. So once again, like I said, it's gonna come up around here and turn south, and he's gonna see it from far away. He does have a dragon sight, so if he's up, he'll see you. Let's see. No, he's not up. Okay, cool. That makes that easy. So normally Wuoshi would be standing right here in this little clearing of these little mini trees. Okay, he's a green type dragon like Severus, and he'll be chilling right here. All right, so if you zone in, boom, you get aggro. Okay, but this is the dragon circle. Remember, you can always know it by it having the dragon on top there. Okay, and you'll zone into that little cubby right there. Okay. So if we're coming out of the dragon circle, you're porting in. Again, it's easiest just to keep the wall, right? Run along the wall for this particular spot. Okay, so we'll run along the wall here, keeping it to our right or east. We're going to go north, and then we'll turn east here. We'll just keep that running along here for now. Man, my invis is dropping all the time. It's annoying me. Okay. All right, so now we're back. You can see that the Kale Drackle wall here is to our right, following along the zone wall. Remember, there's Frost Giant, Crom Rift guards here on the outside. Okay. Let me get down a little so we can see a little better here. Okay, so this, remember, is the zone out from Kale Drackle, or the zone in as we're facing it here. And what we're going to do now is go to Sky Shrine, but we're going to stop at the Plane of Growth, which is basically on the way there. So to do that, we'll head straight west out from Kale Drackle. Pull up our map here. We can see Plane of Growth slightly to the north here as we're running west. And when you're going this way, west, slightly northwest, you'll know you've hit the right spot when you come to a little pond. Lots of trees, of course. Awakening Lands is a forest, as you can see. And just head west here. You can see some torches popping up there. Okay, so here we are at the pond mini lake type deal. Okay, and see the building there. Right? So you just follow the lake around, depending on how close you are to the bridge. We'll just follow it around to the bridge here. We are going to find some guards out here, these fawns. Now, they don't see invis, which is handy. If I recall correctly here, none of them do. But these are going to be druids and ranger type characters. Okay. So if you are a Tunari druid, or any Tunari character, this is these mobs are going to be non-KOS. Okay? We just go up the stairs here as we come in. Okay. Go up the ramp here again. Okay. And just keep going up all the way to the top. Okay, and then you'll be at this little tree. So like I said, we're not going to go in today, but if you click this tree, that is the entrance to the Plane of Growth. It's a big zone, huge, open, wide zone. There's really no, nowhere to, there's no nooks and crannies in there. It's just a giant open zone with the only thing you want at one spot, which is, of course, Tunair. And she summons all the mobs to her. So you have to clear a big giant zone. So we won't take a look at Tunari today. But this is the main thing you need to know, which is just simply how to get there. And it's up here and clicking this tree. Once you're inside, the raid leader will guide you around. So here we go. Back down. Back down the ramp here. And yeah, once you're inside Plane of Growth, like I said, if you're Tunari faction, nothing in there is KOS. You can walk right up to her and talk to her. All right, so here we are back at the pond, and we're just going to continue west. Remember, Sky Shrine's taking a look at the map here. It's going to be that zone, the red marker there, all the way to the west. So if you're invis, it's not a lot to worry about here. You'll find the Hallgresh here, if you recall back on live back in the day, used to have the Hallgresh Elder Beads, which would be an Iazam clicky. Unfortunately, they are not going to be available to us on our TLP. So just keep navigating the trees. Smoke them if you got them. See named Raptor there. Doesn't see invis. Unicorn. Now, real quickly, let me just, if you look at the top of the map, and let me zoom in. If you can see on my map, okay, so you're going to see two black markers, one that says Lady Celestial and one that says Rolando. So Lady Celestial is a named unicorn, but she's static. Okay, you may be KOS to her. I'm in at the top of the screen there, on the top of the map. And that is a dragon, looks like Gornair. It's a static dragon. It's mostly going to be non-KOS. In any case, it's not to be worried about because he's not going to mess with you. So if you encounter him, just know, don't get too freaked out. Just go south, and you'll get back on track. South, 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 and then head west. Okay. So we'll go back here west. I just wanted to point those out to you guys in case you end up coming across those. Let me re-invis here. And we'll continue west towards Sky Shrine. See, south of Sky Shrine, there's another dragon mark there. You should never be along that wall. I mean, you may find yourself there. Actually, if we take a look at the map here, all the way to the south, you can see these caverns. They're the Geonid caves, where you'll find some rock dudes that are good for farming gems and that kind of thing. So you go south there, but you really should never go along this area where you'll find the other dragon. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure he's part of the expansion because I don't ever go down there. But if you find yourself there, just know you've gone too far south. And once you see this little stone border around this cave, you'll know you've found the zone line to the Sky Shrine. And so we'll go in here. Standard EQ looking type zone in. And here we go. And we are in Sky Shrine. So this zone is one of the crazier zones in Velious, as you can see just by looking at the map. If I zoom out, you can see there's all kinds of stuff going on. We got a maze in the top right there of the map. We got another section top left, and then this crazy crowded middle section. So it's a long way to go to our points of interest that would be in this zone. That's the raid encounter, Lord Yelenak, which is a fight on a big sheet of ice way down at the bottom of the zone, which is fun. But it's a huge run to get to. And about halfway there, which is a huge run in itself, you'll find the quest mobs where you turn into armor to get your dragon faction armor. Okay, but we won't go there today. It's just too long of a run. When you first come to this zone, you'll be guided by a raid leader, and we will place Call of the Hero Mages at our points of interest. So, not going to worry about the run to those spots, but we will focus on the run to get to the zone called Colbalt Scar. And that's a zone we'll be running through quite a bit. So let's go through Sky Shrine and find our way to Cobalt Scar. Okay, now the map's super cluttered, like you see. It's a very simple way up, so I'm not gonna point out stuff on the map too much. It's just gonna be follow a left, follow a right. So don't worry about that too much. Just remember the turns, and you're good to go. So nothing here sees invis in this part of our journey, so don't need to worry about that whatsoever. As long as you're invis, you're safe. But any of these mobs in here are all on Dragon faction. There are two factions of dragons. The one, I believe it's Claws of Vishan, is KOS to everyone. There's no way to improve that faction, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other dragon faction is the Quest Dragon faction, and that's what you'll find throughout most. The KOS Dragon faction is only in North Temple of Vishan, which we'll take a look at later. But this is just regular Dragon faction. Okay, so we'll go through here. So only way to go through the gate. You'll go through the gate. Okay. Now you're going to see a crossroads here. Once you're through the gate, you're looking at this banner. You're going to make a left. Okay. You'll go up the stairs. Okay, and you can already see you got another way to go. Okay. You're going to make a left. Okay. Then you'll make a right and a left and go up the stairs. Okay. And your first left. You will find another gate. Okay. So let's head back down and we'll go through that one more time just so you can see it. Okay. Or if you prefer, you can just rewind on your video or fast forward through this part if you've already gotten it. But we'll just go back down. Okay. And you may, in fact, the zone in and zone out to this zone is straight ahead of us. So you may, in fact, be coming in this way from the adjoining zone. So if you were to come in this way, of course, just the reverse of before. You make a right and down the stairs. Remember, if you're going down the stairs at this point, you're generally headed in the right direction. Pardon my phone there if you could hear that. Okay. But you'll go down and just keep going down the stairs. And you'll find the gate. Okay. Find that gate on your right. So once again, you'll come in. At the banner, you go left. Up the stairs. Okay. Again, you'll make an immediate left. When you're at the torch, you'll make an immediate right. Okay, and there are mobs that roam around, but again, if you're in Viz, none of them see in Viz, and if you're KOS, rather not KOS to dragons, they're all your buddies. But you just go back up the stairs, going up this time. Okay, at this torch you can see, you'll make a left. And we're back here, straight ahead at the second gate. So we'll just go through here. No way to go. Couple golems on the side. Gargoyles, I guess, rather. You'll open the gate. And you'll see a ton of mobs here in this courtyard. Again, none of them see invis whatsoever. You know, you can run around freely here as long as you are invis. Okay? But what you want to be concerned with here is this torch and the dragon. Okay? This torch is the zone out. Okay? This will take us to the Cobalt Scar. Okay? So you'll get right up to it. You know that these can be tricky sometimes. Okay, so if you're KOS, you may just run through here, and these aren't too high level mobs, right? So if you're level 60, let's see here. I mean, these are level 40, 38 mobs. You can probably run in here safely. But if you're here and you got a bunch on you and you want to just spam click, it can be tricky. So get to the right spot. And we'll left click. and zone into Colbalt Scar. Once I'm in there, I'll just show you. This is one spot. We visited some spots where you can only pour it out, which Sleeper's Tomb being that place. But this is where you'll zone in to the zone Colbalt Scar. Okay, and if you were to go up the tower here, which we'll visit again in just a bit, but from zone in at Sky Shrine, you'll go up this tower straight ahead of you. And none of these fellas see invis either. And you'll just click this obelisk. Which will take you back to Sky Shrine. And you'll pour it in right where you clicked before. As you can see, my invis drop. But we'll just click the torch here, the fire pot, brazier, what have you. And we'll zone back. And the zone in is a safe spot. So you can zone in there and be relatively safe. Obviously, if other players are messing around, it could get tricky, but you should be okay just hanging out. Okay, so we're back here in the Colbalt Scar Zone. And this will be where we come to head to TOV and some dragons. But real quick, I want to show you where you'll most of the time pour it in from. For example, as a guild, that's where we'll come a lot through Sky Shrine. Okay, but there is a dragon circle in this zone as well. Let me just invis real quick. And we'll just go straight east here from the little tower there we zoned in. Straight east. Okay, and these wyverns and such here, these are on Dragon Faction. Okay, so if you're on Dragon Faction, you're okay with these guys. But none of them see invis. You see Ivilkarn there. And again, none of this stuff sees invis. But here we are at the Dragon Circle. Once again, the big dragon guy there. This little ring here, and you'll appear in the cubby. Okay, and this is safe. I know we talked about Awakening Lands where Wuoshi is. At the Great Divide, there are some low-level roamers, but Colbalt Scar, this is, again, unless other players are messing around, this is a safe spot. So you'll come in here. Okay, if you were porting in to Colbalt Scar, again, in Velious, Druid and Wizard share the spots. Okay, you'll look north. Okay, and you can see there's a cliff edge there. So the wall will be on your right. Okay, you're not going to concern yourself with south. Okay, if you look at the map, there's nothing there really. Okay, so we'll worry about going north. Okay, and the easiest way to do this is, of course, to have levitate going, invis going, but keep this wall to your right. If you keep this wall to your right, you're always going to be good. Down here on the beach, let me just get down here so you can see some of the Offmers. These are quest guys. Generally friendly guys, so you don't need to worry about them too much. I'm not a big farmer guy, so I'm not sure if they're farmable for anything useful, but basically quest mobs, and they hang out on the beach. So again, just keep in the zone. Wall here to your right. You'll come along through Colbalt Scar here. I'm about to fall, so let me just start swimming. So, Velious is going to be much easier for you based on this run and the next zone we'll go through if you max your swimming skill. Okay, if you can swim as fast as you can run, you're going to have a much easier time getting around. Okay, this run that we're making here is a run that we're going to make all the time. Okay, it's a way to several raid mobs, including the Loot Pinata TOV, Temple of Vishan. Okay, so we'll keep that wall to our right still, which is the north, as we head west. If I pull up the map here, to the middle of the zone, you can see it marked in orange there maybe, is a dragon. It is a dragon in the vein of a Talendor or a Severus, where it has some different dragon type loots, but it's nothing, nothing major for this era. You will not find a Vishan's, or rather a Sleeper's Tomb key on it or anything like that. It is the water dragon model. You can take a look, see if he's up, so you can get a look at it. But he'll be here, more toward the middle of the map, around this sunken ship you can see here. And as I look around, does not look like he's up. He does drop a haste cloak, 36%, like the Cloak of Flames, except this version is plus to mana instead of hit points, so it's not as valuable. But he generally hangs out around here. You can see a epic 2.0 mob there, but quest mob, but generally hangs out around this ship. But you do want to avoid him. If you end up in the middle here, he can make it a bad time for you. Stay up along that northern zone line there where we started, right there at that walled area. Easy to find. It's visible from far away, depending on what your clip's at. I keep mine not quite maxed, so you can see it's super easy to see. But you'll keep going west along that wall. Okay, west along this wall here. Okay, and you can see we're coming up on the map. Now, at this point, when you're about right here, okay, you're gonna find the tunnel underneath the water that we need to go to. But before you're here, you'll want to again, I really can't stress how much invis is valuable here, because down here in the water, right there at that little mound, you'll see these lovely Sirren ladies. Okay, this is a new mob for Velious. And as you might expect, they charm you. They're enchanters, so they do all that enchanter fun stuff. Okay? Siren Enchantress, how about that? So you'll want to be careful avoiding them, or they can make this short little run down this tunnel, swim through this tunnel. They can make it a pain for you. They can root you, mez you, stun you, all that fun stuff. So make sure you're invis and have your swimming skill up, and you can get through there no problem. And you can say, once again, what looks like a standard EQ zone line. And it is. And this is where we want to go, into Sirren's Grotto. Alright guys, so we are now in Sirren's Grotto. So you may have heard about this particular zone. You may have had nightmares about this zone if you've been here before. Some of you weirdos like farming it. But the main thing we're going to concern ourselves with is the run through it, as we're going to Western Wastes and ultimately, most of the time, Temple of Vishan. So we are at zoning. Again, we are invised, or we're going to invis here. Now normally where I'm looking, there's a mob. Someone actually just ran through here a little bit ago, but there's a mob standing right where I am. Okay, right here in this little opening as you come into Sirren's Grotto. So be aware of that. He doesn't usually see invis. In fact, most mobs in here won't. but there are some that do. Okay, and I kind of wish they were up, but in this water, and you can see one off in the distance here, but there will normally be some sea creatures, namely a couple sea horses. Okay, they're nasty little buggers, and they're extremely hard to kill. So, or they hit extremely hard, rather. So, here we are once again at zoning. What you're gonna do? You just saw me go into the water there. We're gonna come through this bank, and we're gonna go into the water, staying left. You can see the little tunnel there. Hope you can see it through the water. So we're gonna come down into the water. Remember, there'll be some nasty seahorses here, and we'll go through this tunnel. Now, here's where having max swimming skill really comes into play. If you don't have max swimming skill, you can get killed by these seahorses before you get out of this tunnel here. So I strongly recommend, of course, always having invis. They do see invis, but just as a general principle. And max swimming skill is a huge thing. This is the main reason I prepare my swimming skills to make this run. So here we are in the water. We'll go through the tunnel. You can see me glide here just like I'm running. Okay, and there'll be seahorses all along here. And then you're going to come to this end. Okay, there's nowhere to go here except back the way you came or up. And we want to go up. And you're going to want to position yourself so that this long flat wall is in front of you. And you just swim up. Okay? Most of the time you're going to go right over the edge, but I knew how far to go. Okay? So you'll swim up to this little pool area here. Let me re-invis. Okay, and then you'll just simply jump down. There, you can see a seahorse there. Right in front of me. Those guys are nasty, and as you can see, they see invis. Okay, we'll just, so once you're down the waterfall here, which is right where we jumped down from, you can go a couple places. You can either go right off that water bowl, which will take you back to zone in, or you can go left, which is where we want to go. So after you drop down, you'll turn around, go north here, and just hop on this little bank. Right here. That's the easiest way to do it. Okay? And then while you're maintaining invis, carefully navigate this way. Now, some of these white fellas here do see invis often, so be careful with those. But once you're on this bank, you're going to go past this little fish guy statue. You're going to make this left before the second statue. Again, this is, once we get out of the pool, we're keeping this zone here on our left, the wall. Okay, so we just hop up right here, keep this wall to our left, then we go straight on here. When you see the other fish, you turn left. Okay, that's west. We're going to go through here, and you're going to find mobs all throughout here. Okay, the manatees are KOS as well. And it's a straight shot. Okay, all the way through. So going back. There's only one way to go here. Okay. And we're right back at the fish. Okay. One more time. Going past. A little quickly now. Left at the fish. And you just keep going straight, straight, straight. All only places you can go. Then don't make any turns. Just go straight. And left is the zone line.